Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Real Producers Partners podcast. My name's Ken Tucker with Changescape Web, and today I have Diane Carson, who is the president and owner of Promo Xpertz LLC. Also, a real producer partner for both St. Louis and New Orleans. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you. I always like talking marketing.
Yeah,
So,
we were chatting before this started. It was
yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your background and a little bit about your company.
well, been in business with this particular company, Promo Xpertz, for 7 years. Prior to that, I had a business partner, and we had a full-blown outsourced marketing department, is how we build ourselves, for 20 years. And we started way back when, before the internet started. So that shows you how long I've been doing this, dating myself, where we helped primarily manufacturers with all of their marketing needs, websites, trifolds, new sales sheets, whatever it was. And as marketing changed, then so did we change our offerings, and we kind of grew along with our clients. And so when my business partner decided to retire, my part of the business was public relations, and I love to help our clients with their trade shows, with their booths, their graphics, their giveaways, that kind of thing. So I thought, I'd really like to maybe, like the promotional side. So I do focus on the promotional product side of marketing, but I do have a few retainer clients where I help them with marketing strategy. And then I come up with a one-page marketing action plan, and then we come up with a couple of goals and some initiatives, and I do the initiatives for them while they focus on running their business. So
Okay. So how's the trade show business been lately? Is it starting to come back?
it's starting to pick up. Yeah. I'm getting a lot more people calling me for, what's the latest and greatest I can, give away at a trade show. I want to be the only one there, with a phone holder that looks like a pair of hands, or whatever the heck it is they want. So yeah, and actually I was in a trade show earlier this year, and there were a few more booths there, and a few more people, that came in person. I think it's still going to take, another probably year, before things get back to the way they were, primarily because, a lot of people, they like Zoom. So, with the economy the way it is, it's quite inexpensive just to put together a Zoom trade show. So,
Yeah.
and then every other year, have it in person, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah. Well, also, just with the cost of airfare and kind of,
mhm.
the craziness around trying to fly these days.
Right. Yeah,
You never know when you're going to be delayed, how long that
absolutely.
luggage is going to show up, and
Mhm.
all that. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If it shows up. Yeah.
exactly. So so what do you like most about your business?
I love helping people. I'm really, I just love to see my clients succeed, and move to the next level, in marketing. And I think the difference between the marketing strategy side and the promotional product side, why I love that side so much, is that people just love to see their logo on anything. And,
Right.
the warm fuzzy that you get when, you give them, their koozie or whatever the heck it is they've ordered, a pen, I don't know, whatever. They're so thrilled, to get that in their hand, compared to the marketing strategy side, where we might do an e-newsletter, or we may do, I don't know, a direct mail campaign, or because direct mail is dead. And then they say, well, the day afterwards, well, I didn't get one phone call. Well, no, because nothing happens overnight.
Right.
So I really find the appreciative side of the promotional products and the fun side. I just really enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you work with like a comprehensive strategy around a trade show? I mean,
I
because obviously
do.
just
Yeah.
standing there at the booth and giving away,
Yeah.
your promotional product isn't enough.
Right.
Marketing
Right.
requires multiple touches.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
talk
it
a little
isn't.
bit about
Well, it isn't just for trade shows. I mean, for instance, I was on a call this morning, and I'm on a committee for Feed My People, and they're holding a gala in November, and they said we'd like to have a premium at each person's plate. What would you think, would be a good premium? And so we discussed, what would they like to give? What do they think, their target market would enjoy? Well, we came up with a nice wine glass with their logo on it. But, it's more strategic than it is, I want to put a pen at everybody's plate. Well, why? What do you think? You're going to have 100 pens left because people got so many of them, So, yeah. And then actually not too long ago, I had she was a realtor, and she said, I'd like 1,000 koozies, I think she was buying, and 1,000 pens. And I said, 1,000 of each? What are you going to do with these? And she said, well, I've got a Real Producers happy hour, and I want to. And I said, no. There's no way you're going to give away 1,000 of each item. And I said, you're going to have boxes left in your closet 2 years from now, and you're going to be really angry at me. So I just sell them really I could have sold her 1,000 of each and not said anything, but I just like to be part of a team, and I like to work with the people and say, why do you want this? What are you going to use it for? That kind of thing. So
yeah, so, absolutely. Cool.
More consultative, I guess, than selling.
Absolutely. I think that's critical. I mean, a lot of people, I'm more on the digital side of marketing, and a lot of people, come to me and they ask for something specific, like doing social media. And it's like, why do you want to do social media on that channel?
Right.
And it may or may not be the best fit. I mean, we really do need to do that marketing strategy component first.
Right.
And who the ideal customers are, where they're spending time online or offline, and really design a program specifically that aligns with that. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I think you're not really adding value. If you just just do what the client wants. You can do what the client wants, but you can go that step further, and you can maybe talk them through it when a light bulb will go on, and they'll go, oh yeah, you're right. So.
Right. Well, I've got a good friend of mine who refers to this as, hire somebody who knows marketing strategy instead of a tool.
Right.
I mean, there are way too many people who are their motive is to sell you the solution that's theirs, not the solution that's right for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
that's the way I like
consultative approach is the way I like to work. I'm glad to hear that that's the way you work as well. So cool.
Yeah. I just don't want people to be annoyed at me when they, they have like hundreds of whatever it is they've ordered. When,
Exactly. Well, plus, everybody gives out pens. I mean, so why do you want to be like everybody else?
Well, pens are okay, except for make sure it's a good pen, because if it isn't a good pen, it's just going to get pitched.
Yeah,
you're wasting your money. Now, I have a nice pen, and people actually come and ask me if I have any of my pens.
Yeah.
So, and they really like it, but it's over $1 a pen. So, but if you're just giving out a 30-cent pen, no one's going to come and ask you. They're going to run out of ink. They'll if it's a plunger, it's going to break or whatever. So it's like anything else, you get what you pay for,
Well, or worse, it's going to leak.
Right.
Pocket or pocket.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So what do you see as some of the biggest challenges for your customers, but also for your business?
Well, for my business, and I just ran into this again the other day, the internet is a huge, wall that I come up against. And people will ask me, for a quote, but then they'll go online and, and I don't know, it'll be cheaper or whatever. But I think what they don't realize is, you have to know how to have your, what artwork to have your logo in. You're going to need a vector image, and you're going to, and then, a lot of these online sites, they come up and say like Vistaprint, you go to buy a business card and you end up buying the coffee cup and the placemat and the whatever. So, I just feel like, the internet is just a really big, because then in the end, what I'm really selling is a commodity rather than me and my expertise. So I try to point out to them, that I'm really giving them a gift of time, because I spend the time going on there doing the research.
Right.
But, when somebody says, well, I can get it cheaper on the internet, I usually will match prices. I try to, not all the time because, sometimes it's just not feasible, but most of the time I'll match prices. But I wish they'd come to me first, so I'm usually trying to get them out of, well, it said I had to have my logo in this format, and then it said this and it said that. And actually, I had a client who went on and bought, she wanted a table throw. And so she said, oh, I get it cheaper online. And in the end, instead of it being what we call sublimated, where the ink is actually into the fabric, and they come out beautiful and they're washable and everything else, this tablecloth came back to her, and the lettering was just glued on. So, and in the picture, it looked like it was actually printed into the fabric. Wow. Well, but it's a challenge for me to try to tell them those stories, and they're like, oh, she's telling me that because, she don't want me to buy off the internet. So,
yeah. But I mean, that's a shame because you also know the quality of a lot of these
I do,
vendors, and it's hard to discern that when you're looking at commodities on the internet, I mean, they're going to look great. Of course, they're going to look great. So,
Somebody said to me the other day, oh, they're such a big company. And I just laughed and said, no, I know it's only one person. Well, they've got a website. Well, maybe they do, but sometimes you could really make those websites look like you're a big corporate giant. So
right.
That's marketing.
Absolutely. So what do you see as some of the challenges for your clients?
I think, staying within budget, figuring out, sometimes they have what they call that, a champagne taste on a beer budget. So I have to figure out something, that's as good a quality, that's as neat, and it will get them as excited as something that, maybe costs $5. And maybe I have to bring it down to like $2. So for them, I think the challenge is, understanding. And the other thing right now is the supply chain. Right. And, a lot of them will wait till the last minute. And I keep telling them, oh, no, because what shows, that they have inventory in today, tomorrow, that did happen to us actually overnight. They all went, this one item that a client, wanted. And we had to go hunting again for something similar, but it wasn't nearly as nice as what they had picked out. So I think the challenge is figuring out how much do they want to spend, and then also, when is the right time to order it, and just not wait till the last minute.
Yeah, one of the things that I always talk to clients about is this concept that I refer to as small batch lumpy mail.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and because I mean, especially if you don't have a large budget. Mm-hmm. You need to be laser focused in what you're trying to accomplish, and you need to get something past a gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
it's tactile, and not just an envelope. It's going to have a much better opportunity, and and I think at the same time, it can't just be anything. It should be something that represents their business, their product, their service, their personality. I mean, whatever. So what are your thoughts about that? Do you still see that working pretty well?
Oh, absolutely. And another good thing is that don't send it to the US mail, send it UPS if you can swing it, in your budget. Use UPS, because a lot of times the UPS package won't get opened by anybody other than the person that it's directed to. So but just be sure you have the right name. I mean, obviously, if you're sending a highly targeted piece, you need to know that it's going to the right person. Right now, I have a client who works with nonprofits to help them with whatever issue they have. They've got a whole stable full of consultants that can help them, whether it's accounting or marketing or, whatever it is. And I'm working with them, and we're sending out this really cute, it's a paperweight. And it's these little magnetic guys. So it's almost like a toy that somebody could play with on their desk.
Okay.
And we're going to put them, we're either going to use them as a leave behind, but we're planning on a mailing. We're going to put them in a padded envelope.
Yeah.
And I mean, and anything that's a toy or tactile, something that they can play with or hold on to, then
Yeah.
yeah, bulky packages have always been good, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the great thing about it is, I mean, there's a concept called the Dream 100, and that may be your ideal list, but take it in bite-sized chunks. So,
Mhm.
you can do 10, 20,
At a time, yeah, absolutely,
and,
yes,
and make sure you follow up with phone calls.
absolutely,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, if you're expecting results just from one contact, it's not going to happen.
Well, years ago, we used to say it takes 7 touches before someone makes a buying decision.
Yeah.
I think nowadays it's more like 20,
Yeah.
with social media, Instagram, Facebook,
Right.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
Twitter, whatever it is. And then, maybe they'll see something about you in a newspaper, or they'll see your name in an ad, or whatever it is. That's what we call a touch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's where they're seeing your name all over the place. But yeah, it's way more now. Yeah.
It is, especially, for the more expensive a product or service is,
Yep.
I mean, restaurants um, probably ultimately still have that amount,
Hmm.
but it doesn't seem like it, but for other industries, it's certainly like, I think I saw a statistic that, there are like 36 touches on average for
Hmm.
when people purchase a car,
Hmm.
so yeah, I mean, you're right. It's just not the 7 that it used to be.
Absolutely. And then people rely on testimonials these days too.
Yeah.
So, if you can get testimonials from you, and the way sometimes how I've done it in the past, I will write the testimonial because I don't want them all to say, oh, great customer service. I
Right.
want them to say different things. So I will write it and say, I'm looking for testimonials to add to my website. Is this what you would say about me and my service? And they would say, sure, great, go for it. So that way it's already done. Because if you wait for them to write it, sometimes you'll wait forever. So,
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and likewise, getting Google reviews or other
mhm,
review
mhm,
sites,
right.
Realtor.com
Yeah.
or Zillow or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. The only thing with Google reviews is that they have to write that. So they
That's
can
right. That's
pay,
right.
same with LinkedIn. They can cut
Yeah.
and paste whatever it is you say.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
making their job easier. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Plus, from an SEO perspective, you're also providing details about the product or service instead of just that general statement.
Right.
And
Right.
Google, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but Google is starting to get a little bit more sophisticated where, they're asking, how would you rate somebody on price or this or that? And there are several, review solutions that are out there, but still, when you kind of control the process, you're going to have
Mhm.
better results.
Absolutely.
That's not
Yeah.
to say that you shouldn't ever review gate with an online strategy. I mean, you need to let reviews happen organically. And the best way
Absolutely.
to keep bad reviews from happening is to deliver stellar products and services.
Right. And even if you do get a bad review, come right back immediately, and I'm sorry, that happened. I'll certainly look into it, come back and, however, you want to be polite about it,
Yeah.
don't just ignore it.
And take it offline.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, so,
Send them what we call a tchotchke.
yeah, absolutely. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I think the last 2 years have been probably it took every bit of 5 years to get going. I kind of broke even, but the last 2 years have really been pretty good. So I really want to hang in there, another 5 years, I'm thinking, and really build it up to the point where I really want repeat customers, because in the promotional industry, that's what you're looking for.
Right.
Because once you've done the research and they love what they have to give away, then they'll just, keep coming back. And so I really would like to have, more obviously referrals and more repeat business. And then that way I can probably go sit on a beach somewhere with my laptop and just place the order. So
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's what I love about what I do is as long as I have access to the internet,
Mhm.
I can do
Mhm.
what I need to do. So,
Sure. Yeah, my dad lives in Scotland, and I've gone over there many times and worked from over there. It's a different time change, so I
Yeah.
always call it my European office.
Yeah.
A lot of times, people don't even know I'm there, so
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
I can
Cool.
work anywhere. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. I mean, it's repeat business is really critical, and anything that you can do to reactivate a past customer, it just saves the cost of customer
It's
acquisition.
always cheaper to market to current customers than it is to find a new one. It always has been. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, talk a little bit about the marketing strategy work that you do. Can you just kind of go into a little bit more detail on what you do and who you work with?
Sure. Yeah. So I meet with, somebody says, oh, I really need help with my marketing. I'm falling behind. I want to build my business. So, whatever it is. I'll meet with them and say, well, what have you tried in the past? What's been successful for you? What's your current situation? Where do you want to be like in 6 months' time? Because it's going to take 6 months to really ramp up. Plus, it's a huge learning curve for me. And then we discuss what their goals are, and 2 goals, because you really can't have more than 2 goals to really focus. And then we have a list of initiatives, and I become responsible for making sure those initiatives are carried through. So I'm not a web designer, but I do work with web designers. And so I know which web designer would be good for this particular whoever I'm meeting with. And so I'll project manage. But I'm a writer, so I write newsletters, I write blogs, and then I'll post them to their website for them. So basically, they can focus on running their company and the operations. Don't have to worry about the marketing because it's getting done.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of us know what to do, we just don't have the time to do it. So.
Yeah.
So I give them time to absolutely be in their business and run their business.
Yeah. Is there any type of business that you work with, or any specific industry, or?
Mostly consultants, it seems. I just got through with a meeting with my one client who's a rent a CFO. And then I have another client who's a business development consultant. I have another client who's an exercise coach. She wanted to build her classes. I work with nonprofits, to help them, get more donors, actually with nonprofits, really, they want more exposure. So I do mostly write press releases and try to get the media interviews and things like that to get them out there.
Yeah.
To try to get supporters and donors. So no, there really isn't anything. I really just prefer, small, really mostly single owned, I call them solopreneurs,
Okay.
because they wear many hats, and they just don't have time to do it all. And a lot of them are very good at what they do. It's just that they're not really, marketing's not their forte. So
Right.
I literally become their outsourced marketing department, and I'll just do anything, whatever it takes, to move them forward, basically.
Yeah. Well, likewise, I'm not an accountant.
Me either. My client is.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. So do you work? I mean, do you do anything with nonprofits in a volunteer capacity?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm volunteering for. Feed My People. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm board president of the Modern American Dance Company, and it's I mean, nonprofit, especially performing arts.
Mm-hmm.
It's been such a challenge over the last couple of years.
Yes.
I mean, if people don't show up to live
Mhm.
events, I mean, so it's been a real challenge. But
Yeah.
we're really excited this year. We've got 14 dancers, and getting ready to kick off our new year. So
Wow. Congratulations. That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
it's a lot of fun. Working with nonprofits of any kind, I think is extremely rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've done a lot of work with Gateway to Dreams. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but Karen Hoffman is the founder of that. And it's really a group of members who really kind of encourage each other to go for their dreams, whether it's personal or business.
Okay.
And then we introduce to people who can help them move forward and really attain that dream. So and so I was started out 5 years ago with them, and I was kind of at loose ends. I didn't really know where I was going, what I was going to do. My business partner had gone. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. So I wandered into a meeting and found all these supportive people, and they said, "You can do it. Go for it." So
Cool, nice. So, what else should we know about your business or about you?
Well, let's think. I don't even tell from the accent. I'm originally from England, and I was a Navy brat. My father was in the Royal Navy, so I came to St. Louis knowing nobody and being totally different. And I was 17 at the time. So then I went to work at the British Consulate General, and I was the British pro-consul here for 5 years. And then Margaret Thatcher came into office and closed 37 posts worldwide. So St. Louis was one of them. So I went to work for the old Xpertz Fuller as their publicity director. Okay. And so, my background's, pretty heavily in PR and publicity. And I've just had an extensive kind of career, just mainly in the PR field, really, because I kind of look at social media as the old PR, and also, although I don't get as heavily into it as you do, but even promotional products, it's good PR when somebody sees something sitting on their desk, or they're using something at home, or that's useful, because everybody likes to get free stuff. So, it's, I just love what I do. I love meeting people. I love helping people. I just love it when my clients are successful. I feel like I'm successful. So
yeah. It makes me think of one of the most influential books that led me into my career path now is The New Rules of Marketing and PR by David Meerman Scott. I mean, what an important book that was,
Right.
So that and the guys at HubSpot creating the concept of inbound marketing, roughly at the same time, and the E-Myth and the duct tape marketing and all of that,
right,
kind of happened, so it's definitely picked up steam. And while it's very frustrating at times, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
No, but it changes over the years.
All the time.
Right. 7 years ago, in 1997, we built a business on direct mail. I mean, literally, the business on direct mail. And then, the internet came, and we're like, that's not going to help. And now look at it, so you just have to stay with it and learn and, try, but don't give up on you really have to do everything, don't give up on some of the old methods, because, don't think that, I know I hate to say this because it's your business, but people rely on social media to build their business. And, it's a great help, and it's a huge part of, of growing a business. But there are other, there's networking, there's all kinds of, things that they can be doing along with their social media, in order to move up to the next level.
Yeah, I actually think social media is overrated for most businesses. It is very hard to stand out in the crowd for social media. Yes. And everybody thinks it's a silver bullet, it's free, it's something that I can do. It's not free anymore. I mean, when you look at Facebook news feed from a page, you're going to show up to a fraction, maybe 6% if it's a post. If you're lucky and it's a video, maybe up to 15% of the people who like your page.
Right.
Not to everybody else on Facebook. It's just the people who like your page.
Right.
And people think that, it's the silver bullet and it's going to be a huge game changer. And it's not. I mean, and you're absolutely right. Email marketing it still works really well. You have to do it correctly. And direct mail still works really well. As a matter of fact, I think direct mail is making a pretty nice comeback.
It is, yeah.
Because it is a channel that helps you stand out.
Absolutely.
is a lot less competitive than a lot of people used to think that it was.
Yeah, we're not getting as much mail as we used to. So anybody that's got something tangible in their hand,
Yeah.
you're going to get their attention, no matter what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks so much, Diane. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it too. We've been chatting about marketing, my favorite subject.
Mine too. I mean, I'm a philosophy major as an undergraduate. I love learning. That's why I love what I do, because it constantly changes. And I don't do a lot of the stuff that you do, but I have to be aware of it because I want to inform and advise my clients and refer them to somebody like you, because
Right.
it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And even though we're in marketing, it's like any other business, never be afraid of what you think is your competition, because you can always refer, they may not be doing, some of the stuff that you're doing, and then you go look for somebody who could help them. And same with them. So
Yeah.
always, reach out and get to know them.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks.